What we're doing is edgy. It's real.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene. So you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
Jared. Don't you think?
Yeah, we're edgy. So we're edgy and real. So here we are. New episode, new movie time. Everyone, gather around.
Grab a friend.
Get around the campfire. And
yep. We're podcasts are best enjoyed.
Marshmallows and podcasts. That's the new thing. So we're kicking off a new movie. We're a new teardown, so it means we're gonna start with a little trailer trash. This is gonna be fun. It's so new. It literally just is it what? It is new, right? I said,
is it? No, is it gonna be fun?
Well, TBD. But this is probably the newest movie we've done.
Yeah, closest to release time. We were pretty close on Home Team with.
We were like
with Worth Watching Once there.
That's true. We were like 2 weeks out from that. Why don't you tell everyone around the campfire what we're getting ourselves into?
We're watching The Bubble, in case it wasn't obvious by us not saying The Bubble. The premise here: a group of actors and actresses stuck inside a pandemic bubble at a hotel attempts to complete a film. Oh, sorry, that was so herky jerky. I didn't really know what was coming next in that sentence.
Yeah, yeah, that was smooth.
I think I got hung up on actors and actresses.
Yeah,
and pandemic bubble. Oh, okay. They're just gonna kind of just. This is a good log line, I guess. It's
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think it's pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty on point, I guess. I don't know.
No extra words.
It is timeless. It's a pandemic, not the pandemic. So that's
right. That's right.
This could have been 1918 influenza. This could have been.
Great point. Yeah. Unlike this podcast, this movie is timeless.
Not dated.
Not dated at all. Yeah. Everyone knows what a pandemic bubble is. Those were very common years ago.
And if you're listening to this in the future, it's probably very common then.
God damn it. I hope for your sake not. And I hope you bought Apple stock. Whoever you were. Always buy Apple stock.
Can't go wrong.
Cut that. Not financial advice.
Except for podcast.
I don't know what the rules are. Yeah. Last thing we need is the SEC breathing down our necks here at ATMT.
Yeah, we're no Elon Musk here. We can't just get away with that.
Right. Exactly. We don't have the finances of the richest man in the world, so that we have consequences for us.
Right. We can't just go and buy the platform, pour a majority stake of the platform we want to, speak our words onto.
That's right.
Not to date this again. Get on the board.
Yeah. No, that's current. That's always current.
Right? Because it's always going to happen.
Once in future. Anyway.
All right. So we get that all out of the way, right? Do we have any fan service? I'll be honest. It's becoming my least favorite segment.
What? Why? Because it's empty and alone?
Well, I'll ask the question again. So we have any fan service?
No, but that's a great prompt to our listeners who may want to send us an email. And what's a segment if it doesn't have content? So
no pressure.
No pressure. But if you like segments, send us an email because we have very few of them. This was one.
A segment without content is like a tree falling in the forest with no one around, right?
It's exactly right. Yeah. It makes a huge noise.
Still does.
It's called pressure. Yep. Pressure.
Yep. It's called science, physics.
Anyway, start talking about the movie then?
Did you already plug the fan service what to do if you're a fan and you want to send us something?
Oh, well, no, I guess I didn't tell them the explicit instructions that you need to send us an email.
Come on, man.
It's thisbeatsthat@gmail.com. I can't believe I forgot.
Now the tree can't be heard.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, now it can be heard.
There's no excuse.
All right, so all that fun stuff's out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's get into trash in his trailer.
Let's do it. I like it. Hot start.
It's the classic movie within a movie making a movie.
Yep.
We've seen it before.
Yep. When's the last time we saw it? What's a good example of this?
Tropic Thunder.
Oh, that is a good example of this.
This movie is basically using the same jokes from Tropic Thunder, but I'm not sure it's going to be as nearly as funny.
Okay. Fair enough.
So we open on with the movie within the movie, and we've got all of our heroes. They're climbing up the side of.
It's a top fear for me, by the way. Like when
cliffs or climbing or movies within movies.
Movies within movies.
It's terrifying because you're not sure what's real, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. I can't discern reality.
Where does the cinema magic end and reality begin?
I have no idea. I can't help it. But also cliffs. And like being, whenever they do that kind of view in a movie.
Oh yeah, like the top down.
That kind.
Oh yeah.
I always get a instinct
like you want to
in my stomach, just a little like, ooh, like just drop, like you're on a roller coaster, even though you're not.
Do you have you have a fear of heights?
No, I don't.
Oh, I do.
Oh, fair enough.
Pretty
but specifically,
specifically being attached to the side of a cliff is okay.
Yeah. Whenever it's like open air, like that, I would definitely be afraid of. I don't have afraid of height. Like if I'm like, I don't know, good example, the CN Tower, right in Toronto.
Yeah,
our Canadian listeners. Yeah,
absolutely.
They got that nice glass floor, like they do.
It's terrifying. I couldn't step on it.
Yeah, Thais had a problem with it too. She did step on it briefly and then got off.
I finally did, but
yeah, that I have no problem with at all. That's totally fine for me.
It's open air
because I'm safe. Open airs would get you anyway.
So
I'm immediately terrified.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest hiking the precipice trail in Acadia then, because that is.
Well, no, then I've got ground under me. If I'm not scaling cliffs, it's fine.
Have you ever hiked that thing or seen it?
No, I don't know.
It's like one of the most. It's like one of the most dangerous like hikes to do.
Oh, then no, I'm not doing that.
Literally on the edge of the side of a cliff, and it's like apparently the winds come whipping through there. Yeah,
super not interested.
Yeah, I did it once, and I'm scarred for life. Yeah,
you did that?
Yes.
Why?
Because I was forced into it by friends who like hiking.
Oh, I'll never force you to do anything scary, buddy.
Thanks, bud. It was very.
But I'll push you to be better.
Oh, yeah, that's true friends support.
Right.
They don't scare. Exactly. All right, so here we are on the side of the cliff, and we got Keegan-Michael Key. He's just like, we're almost at the nest. And then obviously we're clearly in the movie within a movie. Then we cut to like a swampland kind of scene. Like still
burnt out forest.
Yeah, movie within a movie. We get some dinosaur sounds. And then we see kind of like our rest of our cast here. I know you have face blindness. You won't recognize everyone here, but we have
no.
We see a shot of Karen Gillan, Pedro Pascal, and Leslie Mann, who's doing
Karen Gillan, I know.
Yep. Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, I know.
You should know. Okay. Leslie Mann.
Do not know.
She's married to the director here, Judd Apatow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she's
family affair.
Yeah, definitely. And his daughter's also in this movie too. Yeah. So, but she's doing a pretty good Southern mom accent here.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, we are connoisseurs and we are, professionals at Southern accents, but
yeah, as good as anyone can be, but that sounds like a baby crying for its mama.
And then we get Keegan-Michael Key. He's like locked and loaded, ready to go. We get tension building, and then it cuts to black, and then we hear like the dinosaur growl. And
POV from the monster.
Yep, POV from the monster, and then it cuts back to the gang, and we get I think this is Iris Apatow just yelling, "That ain't no baby."
That sounds right.
And then all hell breaks loose, and we got flying dino comes in, snags one person. Keegan goes running after, grabs its leg. He's hanging on for dear life. Epic action shot. And then we just cut to cinema magic.
Yeah. Quick cut to green screen. Everybody's flailing around in harnesses. It's kind of funny.
Much like how we do this podcast. We are actually in harnesses, stunt wires, and a green screen. So
that's right.
Yeah. Someday we'll share some BTS.
We might start a YouTube channel. We are famous for overpromising and underdelivering on this podcast.
This is true. So I mean, on top of the world tour, music tour we're doing,
that's right.
Our fashion board game fashion line that's coming out.
Yep.
Thanks to Damian Marchetti.
We've got Damian Marchetti on retainer, so
yeah.
He gets paid either way. Fashion line has to come out.
It's do or die, baby. We're also going to be doing a YouTube channel. So, get ready. 2020.
That's right.
3, I think now.
Yeah. If you like watching us as much as you like hearing us, well, maybe you don't know because you don't even met us.
You don't even know us.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Does anyone know what we look like other than the picture on the podcast?
If you're on our Instagram, you know what we look like.
That's right. Great plug, buddy.
Get on there.
Where it's this meets that. It's this meets that.
Yeah. It's this meets that.
That's right.
Yeah.
The name of the podcast.
Yes. It's not 2 it's 1 but it's is involved in the name of the podcast.
Very confusing.
If you've made it this far, you hopefully figured that out. Anyways.
Branded poorly a long time ago.
Yeah. It was a great idea after like 5 or 6 beers. And then
we'll never fix it.
Once you buy the Google domain, that's it. you're in.
We have merch. We're locked in.
Yeah, that's it. Once Google knows that's it. We're all done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then all hell broke loose. We got all the actors hanging on, green screen, hanging from their wires, and then we got the others running on a treadmill. Blah blah blah. The magic of cinema has been exposed.
And cut
behind the scenes. Yeah, and we got Fred Armisen yelling "cut."
Yep.
You obviously recognize Fred Armisen.
I do know. Yep, I do know Fred. I'm interested. Like you said, great cast.
Yeah, I mean, are you kidding me? This cast is insane.
Should be good.
Should be good. It is sitting at 23% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Oh no, it got worse.
It dropped from 26 to 23 over the last 3 days.
Devastating. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Not that anyone's counting the days of the podcast.
People generally hate to see it, but we love to see it. So
that's right. So title card, October 2020, somewhere in England. We're at a different movie shoot now, or we're going to be soon.
Yeah, it seems like they're panning over like a hotel or something, right? Because isn't that the part
that
of
the log line? Yep.
Yeah, so it looks like we're over this posh, fancy hotel in England.
It looks cool.
We cut to like a fancy dinner table. The whole cast is hanging out there, and we don't know who he is, but I'm guessing he's like a studio suit. He's like the producer or something.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Giving a little speech about firing up the Cliff Beast 6.
Yeah,
which clearly this is all Jurassic Park, making fun of Jurassic Park.
And then they do a quick montage of old movie posters, which I liked. I don't know.
Yeah.
Had a couple of good throwaway jokes of like, in the East, Beijing Beast.
Yeah.
Better, wetter for the third one.
And the one in space. I didn't catch a tagline, but there was one in space.
It's on the moon now, was the tagline.
Not bad. Yeah. But definitely making jabs at Jurassic Park and Fast and Furious because there's so many of those. But the only problem with this joke is that this was done in Tropic Thunder. I don't know if Tropic Thunder is old enough to resurface those jokes when Tropic Thunder is hilarious. But anyways.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
But that's when we also learn about the NBA bubble type setup they've got going on here.
Apparently. Did you say the NBA bubble?
Yeah. Where do you know? Like pandemic bubble is not expression, I feel like, until the NBA did that. And then it was like, oh, now it's in the vernacular.
Really? You think the NBA did that? I thought that was just like
a season.
Well, I know they did that, but
the Orlando, like the whole thing. I feel like it was like in the news all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't think of like pandemic bubble unless I would immediately think of NBA.
I always saw like during it was like I had my bubble of friends. I was like referred to as a bubble. I got my three.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fair. Like a personal bubble, but I mean from a productionized bubble. Like that's like for a movie set, you have to do that. Like, like I'm thinking about it from a business standpoint of like, oh, you've got an operation with hundreds of people that you need to somehow not get sick. Like
bigger bubble.
Way bigger bubble.
Super
difficult to achieve.
Yeah. Mine's easy. I just stay inside.
That's right. Same. Yeah. As we've done for 2.5 years now.
Don't touch anything. Just stay inside and sit.
I guess 2 years. 2.5 is unfair.
Yeah.
Unfair to the pandemic. Sorry, COVID.
Sorry. Don't mean to insult you.
Oh, wait. Does that make us COVID apologists? Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
Got that.
Probably get flagged with COVID misinformation there or something.
Oh no, we're not. No, go get vaccinated, dude. Just wear a mask, stay inside. Looking in, Russ. Information, real information.
Trust the science.
Yeah, you can get sick. I promise.
All right. So we get cuts of them getting the bubble update, right? And quick cuts between, I guess maybe like a production guy or skinny, lanky British guy.
Yeah.
Talking about the crew about how they've got to wear PPE, and then
making
there's
PPE jokes.
and there's like cuts between people struggling with it and people having issues taking the COVID test with the swab up the nose and everyone. And then something about keeping distance and making eyes at each other, which he gives an example of. And then I think, does he break character? It was really weird. He started laughing.
Yeah. It just wasn't funny.
Yeah. And I was like, did he break character? Like, I don't know what was going on there.
It seemed really like it must be written to show that he's awkward or something, right? They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't put that in the movie, in the trailer, right? Right. They must have a different take of that, than that one. I don't know.
23%.
We're giving Judd Apatow too much credit. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. But
I think that he wouldn't leave that in of him just being like, oh yeah, aren't I funny?
Yeah. And then we meet I know you probably don't know her. Well, maybe you know. Do you know who Maria Bakalova is?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
She was thrown onto everyone's radar from the
Rocketed to fame.
Through Borat, the second one.
Electric Boogaloo.
She was his daughter.
Oh, okay. The one that Rudy Giuliani had all.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. I didn't see that movie, but that's funny. Okay. Huh. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So she plays like a hotel manager or clerk. And she's interacting with all the actors, having different, moments of them. And she's loving it. She's like starstruck, whatever. And her coworker telling her,
yep,
don't get too used to it. Soon you'll learn to hate these people.
Yeah, you'll hate them soon enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So then we cut to a weird shot outside of some bird stuff that I don't understand. Like they're doing like hawk on your arm.
Yeah, it was like super cuts of like someone doing like a bow and arrow training, training, and then like Leslie Mann trying to catch like a hawk. What is that called?
What's that called? Birding. Yeah,
hawking,
falconry, or hawking.
Oh, so we were right.
Probably depends if it's a falcon or a hawk. So we were right.
And then we got to Kate McKinnon, who I love. Kate McKinnon. Kate McKinnon just being Kate McKinnon.
Me too, Sam.
It's Kate McKinnon being Kate McKinnon and everything, and it's fine. It's great.
Yeah, fair.
And I think she's just being a studio head. It sounds like she's a studio head, right? And she's talking to the suit, who's on
Jason
site.
Segel. Yeah.
Not Jason Segel, but yeah.
He looks just like him. In this particular scene. Like if you like punch Jason Segel in the face 10 times,
British Jason Segel, you're telling me Peter Serafinowicz, it looks like Jason Segel?
Yeah, age up Jason Segel 15 years, punch him in the face a few times, you get Peter Serafinowicz.
All right, actually I see it.
Right?
You're not wrong.
Sorry. Anyway,
so she's kind of giving us the stakes of this whole situation, right? Which are, if those people want to call them stakes, right? But she's basically like, hey, if this movie fails, the studio gets shut down. Which who gives a shit? Studios shut down all the time, or we don't care, right?
Right. Exactly.
And then she has a very Kate McKinnon moment about him saying he's not a magician, and she's like, I know you're not a magician because if you were, you'd pull a movie out of your ass. And
right. Classic.
Minnie Driver. She does it much funnier. It's
well, it's not funny.
It's not funny, but it's very Kate McKinnon-esque delivered. Right. So it's just like, oh yeah, Kate McKinnon.
It's better than us.
Yes.
But yes. Oh, like I don't get the joke about Minnie Driver. Like I guess it's just I'm distracted by Minnie Driver. But
that's a fun name to say. That's a great name to say, Minnie Driver.
I guess it's a fun name to say. Huh. That's mostly why I brought it up, because I wanted to say Minnie Driver. And then title card, in case it wasn't obvious, from director Judd Apatow.
Yep.
Then we get a good quote from this movie's going to make the world forget about all their problems.
This is coming from Fred Armisen, who, we get shots of him acting out the storyboard and kind of figuring things out in his hotel room and just being Fred Armisen. Yep.
Who is, I think, supposed to be Judd Apatow. I think there's a little bit of autobiography here.
Yeah, probably a little bit, right? And then there's cuts of various green screen moments, and like I said, him doing his acting out storyboard moments, being a dinosaur.
Yep.
And then we cut to him actually. He's talking to Karen Gillan about this, and he's trying to be serious about this movie. And she's like,
"What we're doing is edgy. It's real." That's
And she's like, "Yeah, Crystal Iris Apatow." She's like, "She just did a fucking TikTok with a dinosaur." And then we cut to a solid 3 or 4 second, 5 second long,
weird
of her doing this TikTok dance with a dinosaur.
Yeah, don't care for it. Yeah. And then one by one, they start getting sick.
Leslie Mann's hanging from the cliff, and she's like, "Guys, I don't feel so good." And then just, you know what? You know what's always funny? Vomit.
Yeah. Well, that's while the people are puking, we get the voiceover from the direct, like one of the producers or the studio guy from the beginning.
Suit. Yeah.
Like, some of you tested positive
British
for
Jason
influenza.
British Jason Segel.
Right. Which is the good virus. Good joke. Influenza is a terrible virus. Obviously.
Yeah. It's not good for anyone, but okay.
Yeah. But not COVID. So
I guess it's better. So
more puke takes, and then the flying dinosaur. Like all the jokes were just not good. watching people puke, be like, should we be concerned about this level of vomit? You're like, that's not a funny line.
Yeah, with the British accent, it kind of makes it a little bit funnier, but yeah, it brings.
Was that your funny moment?
No.
Oh, good. Okay. Phew.
I did think, I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe these two guys who are being the dinosaurs, maybe they might have some funny moments, but
like Statler and Waldorf. Yeah, those guys are the best. So I agree. I hope that the flying dinosaurs are a regular Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah. And then we get our next title card this spring, which is now, not the date.
In the podcast again. And then somebody doing a live Instagram or something talking about crazy shit's going down on the Cliff Beast set right now.
I think that's
Crystal.
When I got confused. Iris Apatow's character, Crystal. I think that's her. But then it's like really quick cuts of like crazy shit happening outside, mostly with Keegan-Michael Key, and he's just like flying around the set and blah, 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 more TikTok videos.
Snorting drugs off of his head.
Yeah, it's got the whole trailer's got a very quick cut, kinetic feel to it, where like maybe they're trying to make it feel like there's a lot going on, and it's like, fun, but it's not.
So this is when we get the hallucination scene where Keegan starts hallucinating one of the British guys as Benedict Cumberbatch, which
the whole scene starts off with, I mean,
drugs
David Duchovny doing lines off Keegan-Michael Key's head.
Right, lines of unclear.
Could
be anything.
Could be anything. But I was like, all right, this could be. I'm looking forward to Duchovny Key combo here. I think that could be a pretty funny combination of two people.
Okay,
and then there was like immediately, Keegan-Michael Key doing obviously as well some type of whatever drug they're doing, and the one part I found funny was
I skipped over the funny part for you.
Yeah, him doing like random backflips in the background while David Duchovny was just kind of like trying to figure out where he was. I thought that was funny.
What?
Yeah, did you not? Okay. Did you miss that?
No, I saw it, but I was like, oh, okay. Haha, drugs.
That was the funniest part to me.
Oh my God. We're in for a terrible time.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Yeah, we still haven't gotten to the part that I thought was funny, and I don't remember if I think it's going to be funny anymore.
And then we cut to they're hallucinating, and they're seeing our production guy earlier, our lanky British guy, who now has like a deep fake of Benedict Cumberbatch on his face. I was like,
this is a real movie with a Netflix budget with 1 million actors in it. Why wouldn't you just do like good editing and make it, or like get Benedict Cumberbatch for 5 seconds? Like,
they're probably trying to make it look shitty on purpose, is my guess.
Yeah, that was my guess too, but it doesn't work for me. I'm like, this is just stupid. Like, it seems like you cheaped out on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to see how it actually plays out. And then either way,
I'm already frustrated.
Keegan-Michael Key and Duchovny are freaking out. And I did mark this. I was like, this little whole sequence is probably the funniest part in the entire trailer.
Yes, agreed.
And when I say that, there's a grain of salt.
It's not funny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real bad. I think I'm like looking through the rest of my notes real quick, and I don't know if there's anywhere else that I thought was funny. So...
And then we get the rapid fire actor title cards and quick shots them, right? Split screen here. So we got Karen Gillan and Iris Apatow, and then we got Fred Armisen and Maria Bakalova, David Duchovny, Keegan-Michael Key, Leslie Mann, Kate McKinnon, Pedro Pascal, and Peter Serafinowicz. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a bunch of other cameos, but
yeah, I'm sure.
I'm gonna skip all that. So, and then
not Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah,
apparently.
Deep faked it. We don't have to pay him for that.
I wonder.
That's where the world's coming to.
Interesting. Yeah. Ethical concerns now I have about this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Stealing the likeness of someone's face without, absolutely.
Pay Cumberbatch a little bit of money for his likeness.
Come on, give Doctor Strange his due.
Come on. Yeah,
and then we cut to
team labor.
Yeah. And then we cut to Karen Gillan kind of freaking out. She's telling someone, I don't see who, but I don't know if it matters, telling them that they are keeping them there against their will. So
yeah, I think it's another like live video on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then they cut to her like crossing a field with a bunch of lasers. So you can kind of sense that like the actors are now freaking out, want to escape, and then they're trying to keep
it's chaos.
You got to make this movie, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just fast cuts at Ridgemont High.
There's been a breach.
It's like really quick cuts of just random stuff. So yeah, there's been a breach, people dancing, someone with a gun, someone running away. Pedro
Flipping over
Pascal.
walls.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal yelling for someone to send help. Guy flipping over a wall. Everyone's watching.
Helicopter crashing.
Yeah. Keegan-Michael Key, he's like flying a helicopter. More crazy cuts of people doing things. None of it.
Pulp Fiction, adrenaline shot to the heart.
That's what I called out as well to Pedro Pascal. Absolutely. So it's all building up and then it cuts to black. And then we cut to the other hotel character whose name I don't have. But he says, shit is getting real on Cliff Beasts.
Like, also not a good line. I don't know. I'm just very frustrated by this trailer.
Yeah.
And then it's like quick cuts. Again, we get explosion. We get a dinosaur fight. We get some shooting of arrows, more explosions. Then the flying dinosaurs flying at you. Then more explosions. And then title card, The Bubble. Yes. Right?
Which
did I miss anything?
No. And then we get the post title cards, which usually you're supposed to have like a really good joke here to leave people on a laugh to make you remember the movie. Unfortunately, and it sucks because I don't know, Maria Bamford, she's old school. I like Maria Bamford, and she's apparently
I'm a Maria Bamford fan. Yeah,
she's the mother of
I know who that is,
Crystal.
Yep,
and she's on a Zoom call, and she's like asking her daughter if she's nervous about meeting the dinosaurs, and Dara's like, "They're not real." She's like, "I thought there was an elephant."
No, they're not real.
I thought there was an elephant wearing a mask or something.
It's funny. Kind of.
And then we cut to another post joke. Karen Gillan just getting yelled at by a giant dinosaur. Very Jurassic Park-esque.
Yeah. Well, presumably maybe a real dinosaur.
Potentially.
Yeah. Well, now I'm getting into prognostications a little early.
And then we cut to written by Judd Apatow and Pam Brady. Directed by
we
Judd
have someone else to blame also.
Directed by Judd Apatow and coming out April Fool's Day.
Like a lot of jokes do. So speaking of prognostication, I think this turns into Jurassic Park, right? Like I think
Netflix is just writing blank checks and giving blank checks to like people out there and being like, go make us content. And they don't really care.
So you think Judd Apatow's pulling a fast one over on us?
100%. He got his whole entire family a giant paycheck to do.
Well, that's not a fast one. That's called an Adam Sandler. That's a classic bit. It's already been done. Especially with Netflix.
Like 6 times over.
Right, exactly. Netflix, Sony, he's pulled the Sandler on them all. This is a classic bit already.
I think there's just like a blank check and they're like, oh yeah, maybe you should do. I don't know if they're giving me like a lot of do this or do that. I think just like, do what you want.
Yeah, fair. I'm more worried that they're saying do whatever you want and then making it bad. Like maybe they're saying, oh, actually you should change this. And maybe maybe Netflix is ruining the things that could have been good.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like, could you
I don't
imagine?
want to give Netflix credit.
No, I don't either. I think they just were like blank check and here you go. I mean,
fair. I could totally see. And like, obviously a very bankable cast and director. Yeah, absolutely.
A great cast. It's an awesome cast. So when you see this lineup and you're like, oh, Judd Apatow, you're like, this should be hilarious.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's had a couple of stinkers.
Yeah, but for the most part, I mean, his stand-up was pretty
he's got
bad.
the classics. Yeah, he's not that funny. It's the people that he surrounds himself with that make him a better director than he is.
Yeah. I mean, but early on,
really good talent.
But early on, he was like the things he was writing and doing were
great
funny.
Talent.
And he was also surrounded by great talent. But he wrote and directed most of those movies he did that like were funny.
But they were funny, and I'm saying for the great talent, not for. Despite Judd Apatow, I think they were funny. I think they had a good base. Obviously, like he's not untalented, but I don't think he's that funny. I think it's everyone around him that makes him better.
It's always a team, 100%. Yeah, I agree. But you need a little bit of a blueprint. I think maybe he just doesn't have any more funny left in him.
That's possible too. Just retire then.
When you get like a blank check, you're just like, yeah, I'll just write something in a weekend and here you go.
We don't all have to Adam Sandler forever.
It's like, and also, is this the movie you come up with? I mean, maybe he wrote this 2 years ago in the middle of the pandemic and they finally got to make it. And like, we'll put this out now. And it's like, well, this is all weirdly timed. And
that's a good point too. Are you thinking it's going to, so is that a prognostication of yours that you think it's going to be too many weird pandemic jokes that don't land as well as they would have?
Yeah,
a year and a half ago.
That shit's not funny. Was it even funny a year and a half ago?
Right. No, it wasn't.
Like,
It was.
I can tell you one thing as a fan of movies, what I didn't want to see was a movie about the pandemic. I don't want to see it.
I mean, we're gonna do the Michael Bay one. We're gonna do the Michael Bay one.
We're gonna do, of course.
But I don't want to see it.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen a good 9/11 movie?
Transformers.
Fair.
Point is, otherwise, no.
Yeah, point is, you don't want to see that shit. Like,
no,
come on,
no,
something else.
Yeah. Don't give me Pearl Harbor.
It's too on the nose.
It's only Michael Bay that does this.
Fucking Michael Bay.
Leave it to Michael Bay, Judd Apatow. Don't sully your good name.
All right. So are we gonna actually prognosticate?
Yeah, well, I was serious when I was going with. I think it's going to turn into Jurassic Park. I think the creatures are real. I think they eat people in the movie. Like, I think Karen Gillan at the end there is like actually terrified of being eaten by a dinosaur, and probably
because they're real. I'm on board with that. I buy that.
What were you going to say?
I didn't have anything. That's why I repeated what you said so I can think of something.
Oh, smart. Yeah, I think
classic stall tactic.
Oh, that is a good stall tactic.
Yeah, you just repeat what the person said and be like, "Yeah, dinosaurs." But I'm not really actually, listening or anything like that. Then you come up with what you want to say.
You were thinking about things that I could prognosticate while you were talking while I was talking.
That's right. That's called not listening and waiting for you to say something.
We're doing that back at each other right now.
Shit.
Keeping the stalling going.
I think if you keep stalling me.
Stuck in a loop. We're stuck in a stalling loop.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like that. I'm on board with that. I don't know if I have anything better.
Right? I do think it's either, well, I was going to say it's either that or it like just turns into, what is it? The end of the world. What was that end of the world one was that also a Judd Apatow movie?
End of the world
with all those good actors in it? Yeah. With like Jonah Hill. I don't know. That's super funny.
Oh yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah. The end of the world.
I'm glad we never learn.
Someday we will.
Why research when I can speak with confidence?
This is the end.
This is the end. Thank you. That's the one. But those guys are way funnier. That's what I'm saying. Like, Apatow's always had other people around him that are funnier.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's what your job is, like, as a producer and a director, is to pull those, right?
Agreed. 100%.
But I mean,
that's why, like, I would never shit on Judd Apatow. I like most of his work.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't think he's that funny. Like, personally, I just don't think it's not what makes the movies great.
Yeah, I bet that.
Anyway.
And if you real prognostication though, I think the scene where Keegan-Michael Key is not driving. Oh, yeah, you don't drive. No, you fly a helicopter.
Okay.
I think that's them trying to escape. I think that's an actual, like, real world movie world.
Oh, like, you mean like from the set of The Bubble?
Yeah. I think the actors are like caged animals.
They're trying to revolt.
And and they're trying to escape. And I think that is a moment of them trying to escape. And then I think maybe they all get into a crash or something like that. And then it's caught on film and they turn it into like some maybe action movie or something.
The movie that we're watching. Right?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Or maybe like there's some manipulation.
Have you heard from Keegan-Michael Key recently?
I haven't actually. He's not reached out. He's not returning my text, which is...
that's not a good sign.
Disappointing. A little sad.
Is he okay?
We'll have to watch this movie and let everyone know.
Yeah, listeners, let us know. Have you been in touch with Keegan-Michael Key recently? Did he get in a helicopter crash trying to escape from the set of The Bubble, and then they turned that into the footage for The Bubble that they released years later? These are the issues.
Yeah, these are the issues and the questions, the hard-hitting questions we ask here at ITMT.
Great prognostication, bud.
All right, I think we got a lot of things out there, but I feel good about all of them.
Same.
All right, well, thanks for listening, everyone. You will be back next week with our full breakdown of The Bubble.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, you should follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, or ITMT Pod on Twitter, and wherever you listen to us, Apple, Google, Spotify is the other one. That's a pretty popular one, right?
Sure, yeah.
Pandora, iHeartRadio.
Stitcher.
Yep, Stitcher. You should subscribe or follow us on there.
And while you're there subscribing, if the platform supports it, we don't want you to do anything the platforms don't allow. Leave us a review.
Yeah, read the terms of service first.
That's right. Make sure you agree to all of them.
Yeah.
And then leave us a review. 5 stars would be nice. Whatever the highest rating is, who knows what they're up to these days. Maybe it's 8 stars.
Yeah.
A nice comment would be nice too, but yeah, I'll leave that to you, the listener. As I mentioned earlier, extensively, after Russ reminded me, also send us an email. it's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. We'll read them in the trailer trash. We'll send you merch if you say something that's like, please give me merch me now. Any of those. Or if you forgot everything we just said and you need more information, you can go to our website where there's more information. It's thismeetsthat.com.